2021. And today we're going to discuss working from home and making money at the same time, Diskarteng Awesome10X. In Filipino, Discarte means resourceful. So thank you for subscribing to the YouTube channel. Today is a free Friday class and it's April 9. Let's begin. So we just wanted to highlight to everyone that we have been producing daily market content every weekday. You could check out our classes and our updates in our YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our YouTube channel to your friends. Global Investing on Awesome10X Trends live streaming every market day. So every Friday, we do offer some free Friday classes, and you could subscribe to our YouTube channel to get a taste of what that means. And you could actually check out our Awesome10X our Instagram, and it's called Awesome10X Invest, as well as our podcast, which is Faces Trader. That's my handle on Twitter. You could see that my handle is at Faces Trader. So my name is Nikki Yu. I am your instructor. I'm also a chartered market technician, meaning I do employ a lot of technical analysis, but I also concentrate on fundamental secular trends to help people make money while they are sleeping. So how to get started? All right, go to the website. What do you get? You do get to learn, first and foremost, you learn how to invest in the global markets. You learn how to diversify your assets. You create a stock portfolio that will weather all types of markets. Bull markets, bear markets. Now you will discover great companies, great founders, and the industries daily. You will learn the Awesome10X thinking and doing. You'll execute it, and you can copy how I execute the system. You identify great companies and learn to never sell if it's a great company. And you master the art of buying and sleeping. So, okay. What was the moment that people decided to join Awesome10X? Go back to the moment when you finally joined Awesome10X. What made you finally decide to do it? Was it reading a success story? Watching a YouTube video? Was it a referral from a friend? This is something that we did as an Awesome10X survey, and this is what our viewers answered. Most of them said, I watched several YouTube videos before deciding to subscribe. As I was actively watching the channel, I was also monitoring the stock picks myself, and I can see the returns. I know that I shouldn't miss this opportunity, and so I decided to give it a go. I first heard Nikki when she was invited by Instagram's Elite webinar. I follow her YouTube channel. Since then, I've already wanted to invest in the US markets, but I don't know how to start. And I was looking for groups of people or people to follow wherein they will teach you from scratch. And as far as I know, Awesome10X gives me that service. YouTube video. Probably I saw Copen and Vuzi stock performance, and I wanted some of that as well. 10X, literal 10X in 1 year. After I watched Nikki for a week, I joined Awesome10X. I have been following the YouTube channel for a while now, but somehow I haven't hit my desired returns. My friend made a killing, and so since I already invested a substantial capital and I wanted to concentrate on US instead of local, I went to pay for the service to help me on my investing career. It was during the pandemic. Business was very low in cash, and I needed to up my money on the side. And so I decided for Awesome10X. Friend referrals, and after listening to her few free classes, to one of her free classes, YouTube videos, I learned how huge the opportunity is investing globally rather than investing in the Philippines. And so the deep dives really made me decide to join Awesome10X. No other Filipino YouTube channel was doing this as far as I know. I decided because it was mentioned in the market updates about free Friday classes and that deep dives on companies are discussed during the inner circle. I wanted to learn more about these companies before investing. I reviewed some of the companies that Nikki presented and the facts check out. Nikki displays a comprehensive proficiency in fundamentals and technical analysis, and that made me alleviate my worries and made me decide that yes, I agree with her analysis, and so I'm in. Reading a success story over and over and watching some of the videos. I answered this above. The biggest common for me was how it fit perfectly with my inclination as an R&D professional. I was looking into small but promising companies, looking at the possibilities and big picture. I wish I've done it earlier Seems I've lost a big opportunity to participate in 2020, but look again, I'm here 2021. This is not a passing fancy for me. I signed up for this year, 2021. Immediately after watching how titas in Manila invest in the US stock market, that was the very moment. So if you want to see more Awesome 10X testimonials, just go ahead and go to our video. Inside our YouTube, we have a lot. So just check all of them. So this is a topic that I always share to everyone. It is better to be a flawed diamond rather than a perfect brick. What does that mean? This is what an Awesome 10X diamond is. You are always polishing your system rather than choosing to be perfect. So only those who do not expect anything are never disappointed. Only those who never ever try will never fail. Anyone who's currently achieving anything in life is actually risking simultaneously some failure. It's always better to fail in doing something rather than to excel in doing nothing. A flawed diamond is nothing more valuable. A flawed diamond is more valuable than a perfect brick. People who have no failures are also people who have few victories. This is said by John Landis Mason. And if you learned about a thing or two in a song, remember the song by One Republic, hope when you take the jump, don't fear the fall. Okay, I can't sing, but that's the exact line. Hope that when you take that jump, you don't fear the fall. It's from the song I Lived. With every broken bone, I swear I lived. So those were some of the chorus. So I hope that you do take the jump. If you are a new subscriber, if you're just watching this channel, I want you to take that jump and do not fear the fall. Awesome 10X has you by your side. Every broken bone, I swear, you'd love Awesome 10X. Okay, so let's begin. What is the first criteria for all Awesome 10X members or not members? The pizza pie rule. It's actually in our Awesome 10X Instagram. And the pizza pie rule is very simple. I want you to understand how much you earn per year and allocate 25% of that into cash for your emergency funds. It doesn't earn anything. It earns zero, but you need cash for your emergency. You need cash so that whatever happens, a COVID-19, whatsoever, it's always there that you can just pull out immediately. 25% stocks is where we help you focus on the Awesome 10X companies. These 25% allocation will be a 10X someday for you, and therefore you want to allocate 25% of your monthly or quarterly savings into stocks or annual savings. 25% should be allocated to a property. Now, this is a question mark for some people who are already living with their parents. Should they still invest in a property? Eventually, you want to have your own house. So what you want to do here is allocate 25% for a property, or what other people do is 50% of their money is in stocks, so that by the moment that the stocks do go up, they can purchase a property someday. So some people allocate some funds into a property amortization, whether it's a rent to own or whatsoever, or some people, they allocate 50% into stocks with the hopes that if those stocks go up 5x, 10x over time, then they can purchase their property, which they will live in, not to speculate in. Okay, 25% business or job is really going to be allocated to your needs. So whatever your job salary is, you should invest 25% into your business to expand, but your business and job should actually compensate for whatever it is that you are spending for yourself or your family. And this will help you become a long-term winner. So for instance, let's say Awesome 10X, example, I earn 100,000 pesos a month. That means that 25,000 pesos has to go to stocks, 25,000 has to go to property, 25,000 in the bank as cash or Gcash or whatsoever digital wallet you have. Some people use as their cash some cryptocurrencies or some Tether, whatsoever that cash will be. But cash has to earn zero. So some people, they want their cash to earn something, so they keep it and park it in some assets that they believe in that will well, technically, when you think that it will appreciate, it should be in the stock part. So stocks, crypto, bonds, whatsoever, it should be in that zone. So cash technically has to be zero. Okay, so zero interest rate, zero volatility. It doesn't earn anything except really just cash to withdraw. Okay. The 25% business here is very simple. I need to use that 25% for my daily living. So that's what it is, okay? So other people have different rules. This is one rule that other people do. They do the 50-40-10 rule. What they do is you've got 50% of whatever you're earning into your needs. It's your food, your house, your transport, essential debt. 40% has to go into your investments. They may it be your stocks, your side hustle, your properties, your rental, and then the last 10% would be your wants. Restaurant, vacation, phone, entertainment, those types of things. So whether you're using a 50-40-10 rule or you're using the Awesome10X pizza pie rule, I think that I personally use the pizza pie rule. So I do the 25% allocation for myself. So what do we tell people? Just like pizza pie, I like Italian spaghetti. There's no perfect spaghetti sauce. Create your own pasta. Inside Awesome10X.com, what you will learn is to basically learn about companies, Awesome10X companies from different secular trends. May it be mushrooms, may it be onions, garlic, olives, chili peppers that you would put into your spaghetti sauce. Now, for those who understand there is no perfect spaghetti sauce, that line actually comes from what Malcolm Gladwell said in one of his speeches in TED Talks. Remember Malcolm Gladwell, the author of Outliers. So Malcolm Gladwell is one of the famous authors. He's also the one who wrote David and Goliath, Outliers, and many more. He talked about the fact that actually that there's no perfect spaghetti sauce. Simply put, is a story about the situation of Ragu and Prego. So Ragu and Prego had a problem. I think it was Ragu who had a problem, or was it Prego? One of them had a problem because one of them was losing market share. And the final answer was to create something that you would love as yourself. So it doesn't have to be tomato sauce. Some people like sweet style spaghetti sauce. Some people like tomato sauce with a lot of garlic. Some people like tomato sauce with basil, oregano. Some people like tomato sauce chunky. So what we want you to do is to help you create your own pasta that you would eat forever in your portfolio. So some people like an e-commerce, more intense e-commerce. Some people like intensely electric revolution. So whatever that perfect spaghetti sauce for you, we will help you create it. And I hope that it tastes very well. And the key for it to taste very well is, of course, a proper balance. So here we like to talk about the halo-halo system. Halo-halo is something that the Filipinos know about. It's actually a very famous summertime treat shared by all the Filipinos. Literally, it means mix-mix. Oh wait, I'll have to mute everything. Okay, so literally, halo-halo means mix-mix in Filipino, and it simply means to diversify in a mixture of secular trends so that you can just chill and make money while you're sleeping. If you want to make money while you're sleeping, you cannot invest all of your money in Tesla. Because even if we like Tesla, or even if we like NIO, or even if we like the entire battery sector, you cannot actually have a great night sleeping without volatility. And one way to help you chill and make money while sleeping, we're going to teach you how to chill with the Awesome10X system. Diversify for best results. It's the halo-halo system. You've got ube, leche flan. Take note, just because it's a halo-halo, it doesn't mean that it's diversification. A lot of people think that when you diversify, that you're actually limiting your gains, that you're actually watering down your gains to a lower performance. We actually think not. We actually think that if you diversify in the great 10x secular trends that are happening simultaneously, it's going to actually benefit you in the long run. And now I'll explain to you what these Awesome10X secular trends are. So we like to teach you, of course, ownership. And in terms of ownership, you need to surround yourself with all the winners. So one investing rule is to surround yourself. If this was your portfolio, you got to own the companies wherein they are creating futures that everyone will win. So you have these companies that are proven already. You've got Shopify, Tesla, Facebook, Netflix, Apple, Microsoft. You want to surround yourself with winners, but can you actually 10x on those names? The answer is probably not. You might only just do 1x or 2x or 3x in a decade with them. But we have companies that we'd like to share to you that are awesome 10x opportunities for 2021 and beyond. When we mean 10x, it literally means if you put $1,000 on each company, that 1,000 is expected to go $10,000 in a decade. So let's discuss the awesome 10x secular trends. If this was your halo-halo, what is the halo-halo ingredient? Or if this was a spaghetti sauce, what are the garlic, tomato that I have to put into my spaghetti sauce? Okay, you've got e-commerce. That's one secular trend that you shouldn't miss. It still is continuing all over the world. Streaming platforms, new entertainment. You've got so much streaming platforms. Social media, Facebook is just one of them. You can see that many are actually voyeuring into the audio chat space right now, such as Clubhouse, such as Twitter Spaces, such as Facebook Reels. There's also TikTok, which is also a new form of entertainment. Of course, you've got esports platforms like Amazon's Twitch. You've got, well, Microsoft Mixer had to shut down. You've got in China Douyu and Huya. You've got many apps right now that are also surging. For others, they might not be using Snapchat, Pinterest, but these are actually surging in downloads and numbers. Esports industry is getting bigger and bigger by the day, whether it be from the League of Legends, whether it be from Tencent video conglomerates that are actually pushing these forward. Right now, you've got more than 500 million gamers all over the world that is expected to hit 2 billion. You've got mobile payments. And when it comes to mobile payments, nothing spells mobile payments than Square. People actually talk about blockchains when it comes to mobile payments, and that is something that Ant Financials has been very much the number one on. Do you know that there's about more than 17 trillion yuan of payments that Ant Financial actually made process in a single year? Now, many Filipinos actually are using GCash. GCash is actually a subsidiary of Ant Financial. Now, social media, new forms of digital advertising, you don't need to go to TV because your social media is your digital consumption. And with your social media, you get to read your news, your showbiz chismes, your gossip, everything, basically, information. Information, misinformation, all the fake information is also in social media. Now, the new forms of digital advertising, when you are selling anything, it's all on your Instagram. So your Viber is your social media when you like to talk to people right now, especially in the Philippines. So those are your new forms of communication. Enterprise software. We're talking about companies that are collaboration tools. So typically, when it's enterprise software, you only think about Microsoft, but there is more. There's Atlassian, which is using your Jira. Let's talk about the exact, we don't need to explain each company right now, but I'll read all the secular trends that are happening simultaneously, giving you 10x opportunities in the next 10 years. Enterprise software, cloud computing, 5G, B2C means direct to consumer, food delivery, ride hailing. Now, when you're doing a lot of e-commerce, you need a logistics courier. We talk about that with the last mile delivery. Millennials and Generation Z, they're far apart. There's a lot of things that are happening within these two generations. Screen agers and Instagrannies. LiDARs, which is light detection and range. FSD, which is full self-driving. Semiconductors, which is hand in hand in all of these trends. Robotics, AI, meaning artificial intelligence, deep learning, and automation. OMO, how you're merging the online with offline, whether it be through education, e-commerce, entertainment. How about the metaverse? Work from home, plant-based meat, cell-based meat, bioprinting anything, not just steaks, but even your heart and your kidneys. Regenerative medicine, the stem cell research, how they're doing with cancer therapies, genetic sequencing, CRISPR-Cas9, NFTs, which are your non-fungible tokens, blockchains, fintech, wearables, AR, VR, extended reality, immersive gaming, indoor farming, agri-tech, biodegradable plastics, Athleisure and vanity, self-driving cars, EV tolls, EV takeoff landing, drones, clean renewable energy, lithium, how it plays a role in all the batteries of the world and EVs, industrial metals, how it plays a role in all of these opportunities, battery suppliers, electric charging stations, microgrids, and of course, an opportunity, volatility, uncertainty, complexity, ambiguity. The bigger the volatility, the bigger the opportunity. So these are just some examples that we'd like you to share and learn from. In our Awesome10X Invest in our Instagram page, you could see that we listed out indoor farming, cannabis, agri-tech. There are some of these companies, Green Thumb, Curaleaf, TCNNF, which is True Leaf, the relief you can rely on. SSPK is going to be Weed Maps. You've got Clever Leaves, you've got Hexo, you've got Canopy Growth, you've got Chronos, Organigram, Tilray, Aurora Cannabis, you've got MCMJ and GNRS. Green Rose and Merida merger are expected to merge with cannabis-related names. SV is a SPAC that's going to be Aero Farms, indoor farming, the world's largest. App Harvest, you've got Agrify, you've got Grow Generation, Hydro Farm, Raven Robotics, John Deere, Mosaic, Tractor Supply, and Scott Miracles Grow. How about for e-commerce? You guys all know Shopee, Grab, Shopify. These are Tokopedia, Gojek. These are all of the Southeast Asian big behemoths. You've got Berkshire Grey helping warehouse automation, Food Panda, which is a subsidiary of Delivery Hero, which serves 1 billion and so meals all over the world in more than 53 countries. Arcimoto, making sure that all your deliveries are in there at your place. Now about so many Chinese companies, you've got Alibaba, you've got JD, you've got Pinduoduo, Meituan Tianping, you've got JT Taojia, which is Dada, you've got Tencent, of course, and then of course you've got scooters like New Technologies. In terms of robo-taxis, the world is so cool and so exciting. Robo-taxis and LiDARs, everyone knows about Tesla, Volkswagen, General Motors, NIO, XPeng, Aptiv, which is a function of General Motors, Baidu, 1211, which is your BYD, 175, which is your Geely, 305, which is your Wuling Motors. And how about your LiDARs? You've got Ouster, CGRO, which is already Innoviz, INVZ, Laser, which is Luminar Technologies, Velodyne LiDAR, IPV, which is your IVA. It's now changed ticker to AVA. In terms of your artificial intelligence chips, how would those cars run? You've got NVIDIA, Qualcomm, and Intel. What will you do with $10,000? So many industries. You could take a look at how Awesome10X helps you find, okay, somebody asked me, what are the top 2 athleisure companies? I prefer Nike and Puma because I just find Adidas quite expensive versus the growth. If you're looking for the leader, it has to be Nike. And then the upcoming growing company in the athleisure for me is Puma. Yeah. Lululemon and Adidas are, of course, also athleisure companies that are doing well, but I think that they're in my number 3 and 4, if I'm going to choose. Okay, so, all right, let me go back to my class, and I'll answer questions. Just type it in if you've got questions. Okay, so Awesome10X things to do with your $10,000. Do you need a lot of money? Not necessarily. You can start with $2,000, but let's assume that you increase your portfolio to $10,000 in a single year. How would you invest? So we think that you want to invest in secular trends. So let's assume you wanted to invest a few of your dollars in wearables and gaming. These are the great companies, and AR, VR, and haptics. These are some of the companies that you could get. You could get Samsung, you could get Google, Facebook, Apple, Microsoft, Xiaomi. Those are the big ones. And then you've got Copen, Boozy, Eman, Envis, Himax, Tobii of Sweden. You've got Immersion, which works with Sony. Of course, you could get some Discord. Microsoft is planning to buy Discord, and we don't know if Discord will eventually fold up with Microsoft or just list itself through a SPAC. Rumors about that it's going to be FMAC. Now, there's also gaming companies that are already listed, which is Unity and Roblox. Tencent, of course, is the biggest. And while you may think that C Limited is just Shopee, of course, C Limited is this three-pronged monster who owns Shopee, Garena, and C Money. So it is invading the entire Southeast Asia. Oops, sorry. News. Okay. All right, so complete domination of Southeast Asia, and it's also starting to invade Latin America via Brazil. To talk about Shopee, we have been investing in this company since last year, and it's been really, actually for others, it's been 2 years already for them. And we've been saying that for others, it's even better, more than 3 years. So Shopee went from $10 to $280, 30x move in just about 3 years. 4 years, 2018 to 2021. Now, you would see that e-commerce, Shopee started 5-6 years ago, 2015, started with just 5.5 billion gross merchandise value. It's now expected in the next 10 years to hit a whopping $153 billion with at least CAGR of 39%. Is that conservative? Well, they just grew 120% last year, even if they already have grown from $38 billion in Shopee in just 2019. 5.5 to 38 and still growing another 100%. Quite amazing in terms of revenues. Now, you've got, of course, great investing opportunities with remote work, cybersecurity, telehealth. You can choose companies like Zoom, CrowdStrike, Palo Alto, Cloudflare, Fastly, Twilio. How about for your telehealth? We've got Teladoc, GoodRx, Hims and Hers, Amwell. You've got Talkspace, right? And when people are talking all the time, do they need some chat app? The answer is yes. Agora helps you on all of that. How about biotech? There are great companies here. You've got Nautilus Biotechnology. The ticker symbol is ARIA because that's going to list through a SPAC. You've got Humacyte, which is AHAC. They print kidneys to prevent human organ trafficking, and you don't have to do human organ transplant. It's actually helping save a lot of people's lives. It's not something that is just being said, has been done. Semaphore is CMLF. It is a company that just listed through a SPAC, and they're using AI to discover drugs and rare diseases with the AI and deep learning. Lastly, you want to invest in so many great companies that helps your food security. We're hitting 9 billion people by 2050 with just 1/3 arable land. We've got less land in the next 30 years. And what should we do? Invest in biodegradable plastics to eliminate pollution, plastic pollution in our oceans, sustainable energy for a carbon neutral world. So companies that are doing well in these spaces are Enphase, SunPower, Canadian Solar, Array, Xpeng, First Solar, Tesla, NEO, Sunrun, Nexera Energy, Solar Edge, Volkswagen, EV Box, ChargePoint, Origin Materials, which is AACQ, Agrify, Raven Industries, Meat Tech, App Harvest, Pure Cycle, Grow Generation, Aero Farms, Hydro Farms, and that's just a few. It's not all, just a few. And like to say that we are in an era where you can actually hail Jetsons literally and it's not figuratively because this is literal. You've got EHang, you've got EXPC, which is Blade, you've got Joby Aviation through RTP, you've got companies like drones such as Plymouth Rock that are that are helping UN medical missions and also doing reforestation in Somalia. You've got drone deliveries. Of course, you've got companies that are helping e-commerce. Walmart has invested with Zipline. People are expecting that Amazon will invest in UAVs, unmanned aerial vehicles. You've got Kel, which is Lilium. You've got companies that are helping toy drones, hobbyists like Parrot, PAOTF, Paro. There are so many great companies within the space. Even Geely Auto owns Terrafugia, and that is an amazing eVTOL when you take a look at it. Your Googles are investing with Kitty Hawk. Boeing and Airbus are invested. Uber has invested as well. So there's a lot, even Toyota. There's a lot of great companies in the eVTOLs and drones section. In terms of Southeast Asia, it's just still in the beginning. You could argue that why? Amazon has been in the market in the US for 20 plus years, and the penetration rate even of Amazon is still growing by more than 30 to 40%. Amazing. In an e-commerce that you would have thought that has already penetrated, no. And if you compare Southeast Asian growth versus US or even China, it's just in the beginning. We're in the 1% stage and we can go as high as 10% penetration rate, even as high as 30%. What does that spell for companies like Shopee, Lazada, Grab, Tokopedia, Gojek? Well, these are your gorillas, your unicorns in the Southeast Asian market, something that you have to understand, even your Coupang of Korea. And take a look at the growth. This is an actual revenue pie of Sea Limited. The highest growth is Sea Limited out of all the e-commerce giants because it owns all the Southeast Asia, more than 700 million people in the entire Southeast Asia. Take note that Korea only has 50 million. So this is like 14 times the size and still cheaper. And you don't just have Sea Limited as in Shopee, you've got Garena, which is the cash flow generative company. Take note how it's moving. These are the way that it's moving in terms of total revenue. Amazing. All the growth is coming from your Shopee, and your Garena has been the $100 million mark as well, bigger than Call of Duty and PUBG. Is it making a lot of money? Yes. This is the gross profit margin. Shopee just turned break even in 2020, a 5-year return from 2015. This is something that Amazon needed 20 years to do. Shopee did in just less than 6 years. Take note at the C annual revenue, quite amazing. In 2015, it was just $290 million. In 2020, it is $4.4 billion or nearing 15x. And take a look at the quarterly revenues. The entire quarter of in September 30, 2020 was 1.2 billion. If you actually calculate that, it is 3x the size of last year, which was just $400 million. So the pandemic accelerated the giant sea monster. Total gross mobile battle royale shooters in the US for first quarter 2021. Take note, Garena Free Fire, which is a Sea Limited property, is more than Call of Duty and PUBG combined. This is a 10-cent game. All the marketing has not even breached the same thing that Garena Free Fire achieved. Amazing, Sea Limited. Sea Limited is even cheaper than 10 cent. Okay, so let's take a look at the total mobile games worldwide revenue for just this recent March 2021. Of course, your Tencent is number 1. Honor of Kings, PUBG Mobile. Take a look. Your Roblox is number 6 in overall revenue. So Niantic, Pokemon Go, Garena Free Fire is number 8. So it is really growing very fast. Now, your Candy Crush Saga is actually your Activision property. Who are these people? Great question. So I was actually explaining to people that it's very important when you look for Awesome10X companies that you get to understand the founders. Actually, I was joking that I was just choosing good-looking CEOs. Not necessarily. Okay. But these are some Awesome10X companies that I've done deep dives for. Let's see whether you know them. This is Mr. Dave Rosenberg of Aero Farms. Yes, these are my boyfriends. This is SV. This is Joshua Bixby of Fastly. This is Cloudflare. This is Omir Kilaf of CGRO, aka Innovis Technologies. Austin Russell, who is Laser, Luminar Technologies. Ousters, Angus Pakala. This is AACQ. He looks like Harvey Specter. Agree. He is AACQ or Origin Materials. This is Dog Coal, American Battery Metals. This is Nobu Chang. This is Agrify. Who is he? This is Datadog, D-Dog. This is who? Desktop Metal, Rick Puloff. Who are these three guys? That's David Helgeson, Unity Software. Okay, some people said, I don't agree. Harvey is 10 times more handsome. Well, he is 10 times more billionaire. Okay, this is App Harvest, Jonathan Webb. This is Loke, Danimer Scientific. Who is this guy? This is EV Box, TPGY, EV Box. This is your charge point. This is the upcoming IPO, Sila Nanotechnologies, Gene Berdishevsky. You will hear about that company over and over and over again. Yes, Austin is the youngest out of this group. He is also the smartest. I won't say the smartest. All of them are smart. This is Sharon, Nano Dimension, formerly, and now the CEO of MITC, MITC, Meat Tech, the one that prints steaks, 3D printed steaks. Who is this guy? Greg Mark of Markforged, aka A1. So I gave you a list. That is the first list. The fact that not all of you know them gives me much conviction that these people, you'll get to know them in the next 5 to 10 years, or maybe next year, next 2 years, because by then, these people are gonna be 10x, or at least 5x or 3x. These are my bets. These are my halo-halo mix system. And I look for companies, CEOs that have a great mission and ability to execute. If you want to understand each of my boyfriends specifically, go inside the Awesome10X. We have deep dives on these people. How about these guys? So these are the more matured ones. So a little bit mid-cap already, but I think that you'll still make 10x. Who is this guy? Peloton, John Foley. Max Levkin of Affirm. Pinterest, Ben Silberman. Jack Dorsey, Twitter and Square. Evan Spiegel, Snapchat. Mukha silang mababait. Yes. Hindi ka nila paiiyakin. Gawin mong boyfriend. Many boyfriends. Who's this guy? Peter Rawlinson, CCIV, aka Lucid Motors. Anthony Wood made me very happy. Roku at 10x. Who's this guy? Daniel X, Spotify. Who is this guy? Ethan Brown, Beyond Meat. Who's this guy? He's right now getting so much stress, but I still love him. He's Martin Iwinski of CD Projekt. Who are these guys? Very expensive right now. Brian Chesky, Joe Gebbia, Nathan of Airbnb. Everyone loves Alex Karp. Even if you don't like him, you gotta invest in him. I love Peter Thiel. I just didn't put him here. He's part of Palantir, yes. But he's part of many things, actually. Peter Thiel is in the VC space, not in the founder space. This is who? George Kurtz, the CEO of CrowdStrike. Who's this guy? A little bit old, but that's Thomas Siebel of C3 AI. Now, let's take a look at our mega Charizards. The number one, okay, you know them. This is Toby Lutke. This is Bill Gates. If you invested with Bill Gates very early on, 1995, you don't need to ask me why it's a 10x. It's more than 10x. Of course, this is Elon Musk. This is Facebook. Chamath is not a founder. Chamath Palihapitiya is a venture capitalist. So he's not in this list. Plus, Chamath is Chamath. I like founders. I don't like venture capitalists. There's a difference. Okay, Steve Jobs, Amazon's Jeff Bezos, Reed Hastings, David Baszucki of Roblox, and of course, the entire PayPal mafia. People want to ask, who are these guys? The entire PayPal mafia. You've got Reid Hoffman. You've got the guys who built YouTube and more. Who are these guys? Chinese Asian edition. Chinese hunks edition. Okay, you've got the big guns and the young guns. So I put them all in one slide. Masayoshi Son, SoftBank. Jensen Huang, NVIDIA. Ma Huateng, Tencent. Who's this guy? ByteDance, TikTok. Chang Ziming. Colin Huang of Pinduoduo. The youngest self-made billionaire of China. Forrest Li, C Limited. Who's this guy? He Xiaopeng, Xpeng. Zoom Video, Eric Yen. Kupang, Mr. Kim, easy to say, Mr. Bok Kim. Everyone loves Asia's best bachelor, perhaps, Mr. Min Liang Tan of Razer. Who's this guy? Rockstar Jack Ma. Rock and roll to the world. Who's this guy? Anthony Tan of Grab. William Lee of NIO. Derek Xiong of Ehang. Who's this guy? Philip Kwai of Dada. Who's this guy? Meituan Tianping. Who's this guy? Mr. Tony Zhao. Kanatya? Kaya bediyaw pa. Oh. Who's this? Robin Lee of Baidu. Better appreciate these guys. Okay, people are asking, why is it all guys? I'm a girl, so I chose boyfriends. But I will find girls for everyone else. For those who are asking, who are the girls that they want to have for their portfolio? I'll give you a tip. Humacyte is a girl. There are some, but not all. Very few. Unfortunately, there's very few women in our Awesome10X club. Okay, you have to also understand, of course, there's a big war, a transformational from the ICE, internal combustion engines, into the electric revolution. So choose your car. Do you want the next Peng? Do you want a Lucid Motors? Do you want a NIO? Do you want a Tesla? Do you want a Porsche Taycan? What's this? A General Motors electric car. A Wuling Motors. And this is Geely Auto, one of their Polestar. So yeah, the COO of Grab is also a girl. Si Min Sai something. Yeah, I know her. Yes. I mean, I just know her from website. I don't know her. Okay, so what's important is right now in 2019, 2 million electric vehicles were sold, and we expect this to grow fivefold or tenfold. So that's just gonna be 3 countries, just looking at China, Europe, and USA. How are the numbers? People think that there should be just Tesla. The answer is no. There are so many winners. Tesla, NIO, and all these electric vehicles will all win. And NIO just produced their 100,000 car today. It is an achievement. On April 8th, well, actually April 9, 2021, they just announced that they have done, and there's a massive press release on NIO's 100,000th car. Who are these guys? That is NIO, Xpeng, and Li, friends. You could see that the top 25 automakers by market cap, it has already become Tesla. Volkswagen is growing. Of course, this is an old pick, but these are going to change over time. Tesla, Toyota, Volkswagen, Daimler, Ferrari, BMW, Honda, General Motors. We're going to see Chinese cars go up in the number 5 to 10 ranks, in my view. And you will see BYD, Geely, NIO, Xpeng hitting the top 10, at least. So we are betting a lot on Chinese car markets, the way that the smartphones are now top 5 for Chinese. Chinese smartphones have beaten even your Apple iPhones, the Androids, basically. The size of China's vehicle market is one reason for the surge. The government is the other. Chinese government has a lot of subsidies that will benefit the Chinese cars as well. If Biden has a $100 billion electric vehicle subsidy bill for Tesla, China has subsidies for Chinese cars. It's a fight. It's a war, but we love all of them. Not only does China's the world's biggest market, it has a growing used car market. Approximately 953 billion yuan, 1 trillion yuan, a huge jump. Volume of passenger car production, 21 million. Commercial car production, 4.36 million. The plug-in is just 79,000, which tells you the growth rate of this sector. And take note, there's going to be robo-taxis. Therefore, Baidu may not need to sell anything, but they'll win in the transportation as a service market. No one has committed to EVs like China. When it comes to making electric cars, there is just China and everyone else. China, US, and everyone else. So China has been battling for its very own Tesla. We like to enter Xpeng. We entered it at $20, $25, $30, $35. It has been just a buy and buy and buy. And when you're in the car, you want to talk to your car. We talked about investing in the voice assistance and the connected car technology, which is Cerence, the #1 in all of the cars and vehicle intelligence. CRNC, autonomous driving, shared mobility, your Jarvis of the car, your virtual assistant. So it worked with all the original equipment manufacturers. It works with everyone. And that's why we like it. It works with BYD, Daimler, BMW, Tesla, Chrysler, Honda, Porsche. If you're at the center of the universe of all the cars, you're in a great place. You're an automatic 10X, right? We got invested at $36. It rose to $120. You gave a pullback at $90 right now, and it's a great opportunity for those who are listening, because if all those cars and all those content and all those big tech are your partners, is there any question why you would not go 10X? There is no competition, therefore you automatically win by default. Ta-da! Okay, that's a great place to be in, winning by default. No competition. NIO's William Lee hints at the second electric vehicle sedan model rivaling Tesla's Model 3. The best selling because of the price point, $38,000 to $40,000 price point. And with NIO's William Lee, the China's Elon Musk, it's going to be an amazing competition. Let's take a look at so many ways to make money in the electric revolution. We talked about Mr. Omer Kilaf. He said that he is of the Unit 81, Israel's most elite technology unit, the Israeli Defense Force, the army, making the impossible possible. And dozens of companies have been started by the alumni of Unit 81. Which companies here are actually Awesome10X? Solar Edge. Solar Edge is 80% of the entire microinverter in the entire USA. eToro, I think they just reached 10 million users in the world, and they are investing for dummies all over the world. You've got Ceragon, 5G. So eToro is actually more expensive than Interactive Brokers in terms of fees, but it could change over time. We'll see. It could also be more complete because right now, eToro is investing for dummies. It's limited. Gilat is 5G. 5G satellites. Amazing. Those are just some companies that we like and are invested upon inside the Awesome10X. How big is the R&D force of Innoviz? About 25% of them come from Unit 81, the best of the best, capable of unicorn companies, and not just unicorns, even decacorns, and perhaps after a decacorn, a century corn. Is that how you do it? Unicorn, decacorn, century corn. I don't know what you call the $100 billion mark. The Charizard corns. Okay. Innoviz at a glance. You already know that Innoviz works with Samsung, Magna, Aptiv. That means that all the cars are their partners. A majority of the cars, when they sell, Automatic is an Innovis client. Unique offerings, partnerships with tier 1 companies, and all the original equipment manufacturers. So it's really a play on robotics and electric vehicles. There are more. Take note, it's not just vehicles, robo-taxis and shuttles. Who are their partners? The DD Chushings of the world, GM Cruise, Zoox, which Amazon's Jeff Bezos just bought out. You've got Arrival, Argo, Easy Mile, Uber, Yandex. You've got all these as partners. In terms of trucks, everyone. Too Simple, which is going to go an IPO, is their partner. Optimus. You've got Enride, Plus AI, Torque, Embark. How about for consumer vehicles? As I said, everyone. NIO, Rivian, Aptiv, Magna, General Motors, Ford Chrysler, Toyota, BMW, Mercedes-Benz, Audi, Volkswagen, Geely, Harman. Harman is a partner because Harman is the robotics of Samsung, Nissan, BMW. Logistics, when it comes to logistics, they're partnered with Samsung Robotic Research. Built Robotics, Amazon Robotics. Industrial drones, yes. They work with Zipline, the partner of Walmart, and the ones who help those people in Madagascar get their medical supplies and the blood needed to save lives. Near-Earth autonomy, Yellow Scan, Elroy Air. Heavy machinery equipment, who are the partners that they've got? Honda, John Deere, Vestas, Komatsu, Sanovic, Siemens. Do you like Umer, like I do? Mag-aaway tayo. Akin na siya eh. Hindi na siya sa'yo. Okay? All right. Biden's charging plan could sell 25 million electric vehicles. What's that company? EVgo. Yes, EVgo is a company listed. It's called EVgo is EVgo is CLII, climate change, CLII. So it's entering through a SPAC called CLII. You've got, of course, ChargePoint. You've got also Blink. You've also got Volta, which is Volta is entering through SNPR. Yeah. What are the safest and cleanest sources of energy? So we are already aware that it is solar. So everyone is entering into the solar and wind, trillions of dollars, because the death rate from accidents and air pollution is less than coal. Greenhouse gas emissions is less than everyone else. The price of electricity is very low, less than 2 cents per kilowatt hour today. The price of electricity from new power plants, basically, it is the cheapest and most practical and most profitable way to have energy. Demand for electric vehicles is growing all over the world, and it's helping companies like TPGY, which is EV Box. So these are just functions of that. The rest of the world is going into the EV market until 2040, and you will sell 60 million electric vehicles per year. Are you invested correctly? Do you want to miss the next Amazon move, or do you want to just invest right here, right now? The answer is invest right here, right now. By 2025, electric vehicle sales around the world are going to increase tenfold to 11 million. So, of course, when this started, it was just 1 million, then went 2 million, and then 11 million. In China, it will be 19% compared to 14% in Europe and 11% in the US. This is an outlook 2018 that could change to 20 million or 30 million. We could hit 60 million electric vehicles by 2035. Europe, US, China, Japan, South Korea, and rest of the world. Biden has said that he wants to lead the charge on electric cars, and Granholm was chosen as Energy Department pick. So you will be assured that billions of dollars of federal funding will make electric cars and batteries an immediate big ticket infrastructure bill, a law. As part of his campaign, $2 trillion to fight climate change. So the question, is your portfolio a Captain Planet climate change portfolio? You should if you want to make money while sleeping. Okay? They're going to build 550,000 EV charging stations, creating over 1 million jobs, investing in clean energy research. They will push EVs, tax credits, in stimulus funding. Yes. So much about greenhouse, focus on transport, battery, supply chain manufacturing, deploying advanced vehicles. So they will make sure that you will kill all your gasoline-powered vehicles, all the ICE, internal combustion engine. Transformation. That's why GM is an full electric within the 2035. Now, you have an electric car, you make sure that you've got a solar house. And since July, we called sun power the solar era. The dominator would be Canadian Solar as well, the sunny future, July 2020. We discussed these guys. Sun power is primed for success in a growing industry. There's going to be an increase in demand in an electrified world. Solar is the most economical. Storage would add resiliency, full availability, and you've got digital everything. It is the leader for residential panels, residential storage, and electric vehicle charging. The next 30 years, SunPower owns Maxion Solar, and Maxion Solar is expected to go up in terms of deployment. A broad global mix all over the world: America, China, Europe, India, Middle East, Africa, the rest of Asia Pacific, the rest of the world. Upstream industry consolidation. If you're asking, should I buy MEXN and SPWR? The answer is a definite yes. Commanding position of SunPower, it is the number 8 out of, it is 80% of all the corporates. They are the customer, they are the business catering to Apple, Target, Walmart, universities like University of California, Toyota. 65% of their customers are repetitive, more than $500 million of awards year to date for 2020. They're the leader when it comes to all the solar opportunities in America. SunPower and First Solar too. Now, there was a huge price decline since before, $77 to 36 cents. Now it's 2 cents. Yes, you heard me right. It is 2 cents. After this slide, it's 90% down yet again in 5 years' time. It's now doing 2 cents. This is something that I discussed in my solar secular trend studies. This is 2013. In the last 7 years, actually the inflection point was 2018. So 2018, it was about 4 cents, and then it went 3 cents, and then it's now 2 cents per kilowatt hour. The average cost of energy in North America, solar and wind are the lowest. So this is a 2017. It's just getting lower and lower and lower and lower. Global growth in net electricity generating supply. By the way, there are so much implications with electricity being so cheap. Nobody is going to have an automobile that is not an electric car, and nobody's going to have a non-solar home in the next 10 years, right? US, how big is the opportunity? Solar right now is just 2% of the country's total needs, total electricity needs. California is trying to change that by just making sure that all the homes will be outfitted with solar panels. All homes in California, 50% of that is all sun power panel homes. Every home, residential home being sold in California is an automatic solar home. So lawmakers are doing that, and that's a good thing. Okay, so how do you invest? So you want to make money while sleeping. This is how you do it. Very simple. It's just like planting an ube yam. So a lot of people in the Philippines, it's like your halo-halo. You want ube, so let's plant some yam. Invest in regular tranches, like just planting a root crop. Awesome10X quarterly cost averaging rule. Every quarter, invest in a company that you like or companies that you like. So you have some root yam, you have some yam, some carrots, some lettuce, some basil, and so forth. Every week or every 5 weeks or every 10 weeks, no matter how you want it, you space it out. Let's say I have $1,000. I have, let's say, $10,000 to invest. you're allocating 3% or $300 into a company. You can gradually add it, $300, $300, $300, which means 369. This is just a recommended percentage weight per stock for a secular trend winner. So that's just one of the ways to handle this quarterly cost averaging rule. Something that means that the lower it goes doesn't matter because it is a secular winner. And sometimes the smallest step in the right direction will end up becoming the biggest step of your life. So tiptoe if you must, but you must take the step. Start anywhere, go here. What do we use? We use interactive brokers, but you could use as well eToro. eToro and interactive brokers are good. In IBKR, which is where we use, you can even build a balanced portfolio with just fractional shares. Let's say I can only invest $100 of Netflix or $100 of Tesla or $100 of Amazon, $100 of Google. Yes, you can. And your speed will not matter. If you are a tortoise, a forward is forward. Start small, start slow, but nevertheless, start. Awesome10X seeks to help people bounce back from their tragedies. People who lost their jobs. Why is this for you? You lost your job. You're scared. You lost money already from a wrong understanding of the market. And so come here with us. We seek to inform, educate, and make more people have an Awesome10X life. Finally, after you constructed your portfolio, a healthy, diversified Awesome10X portfolio will plant, nurtured on the ground, will reach all-time highs when they grow up over time. So do not clip their wings. Usually when they grow tall and tall, meaning your returns are going up and up, if you want to trim, trim, but never cut the roots. What does that mean? Do not do illegal logging. Do not do illegal logging to your planted trees. You do not uproot them. Let's say I have a tree in X Peng. I have a tree in this one. I trim, but I don't cut my ties with that tree forever. Let them fly high into the sky. Awesome10X all-time highs. This is the meaning of never sell because winners win. If it's a secular trend winner, you have to have it. And if you sold it, make sure that you buy it back ASAP. May it be a tactical strategy to cut first, trim first, and then buy it back. 20%, etc., etc. So an example, what if you invested 10 years ago some $150 on a Nike shoe, a sweet pair of Nike shoes, Anthony bought them, and Stella instead bought every 3 months $150 of Nike stock. In 10 years' time, those $1,500, 150 times 10 times 4, so that is $6,000, grew to $20,000 for Nike, giving her a dividend of $170 per year or a free Nike shoe every single year. Whereas he owns 40 pairs of old worn shoes. So do you want Nike shoes or Nike stock? Be a consumer, but also invest in companies you believe in the long term. This is the actual Nike chart for those who are asking, how much was Nike before? Let's assume you started even in 2011. 10 years ago, that's $20. Right now, it is $140. The pandemic allowed you to get Nike at $60, similar to the 2018 price, not 2010 price. So leaders barely will ever give a strong pullback because winners win. Hashtag winners win. The key to health is to also be mobile and walk and run. But the key to wealth is to learn how to sit if you have a winner. Sit tight is something that Mr. Jesse Livermore, one of the best traders, said in reminiscences of a stock operator. The key to health is to walk, to be mobile, but the key to wealth is to learn to sit down and sleep, make money while sleeping. That is a quote by Brian Feroldi, and I took it. You can also follow Brian Feroldi of Motley Fools. You'll learn a lot. Very good guy. Compound interest was said by many people to be one of the biggest. Actually, Albert Einstein said it's the 8th most powerful thing in the world. And Benjamin Franklin said, money makes money, and then money makes money, and makes money, and makes money. Learn how compounding will make you very wealthy. And did you know that 79% of millionaires did not receive any inheritance at all. They were founders. They were self-made. All the founders that you saw a while ago, my friends, are self-made. They didn't inherit all those billions of dollars. Everyone was self-made. By the way, the key trait of a winner is to never sell. Now, if you sold, let's understand the repercussions of selling a winner. This is AMT, American Tower, sold at 60, current price 217, even in any bad year. Dexcom 7, $380. Microsoft 24, $215. PX 25 to 91. Pod, which is Insulet for diabetes, 17 to 253. WM is waste management, $40 to 117. I've learned the hard way not to be in a rush to sell. That is the reason why Awesome10X teaches you to #never sell, #winners win. Cost average winners learn to only trim if you have to sell. And this is an actual map of the world's billionaires by country and origin. Take a look. Inherited is just 29% in USA. The inheritance in China is just about 2%. Everyone who's ever rich in China is mostly company founders, executives. A portion is political connections, and the rest is actually resource financial sector. So how you will manage your money will play a huge role in whether you will be a billionaire or not a billionaire. And let's take a look. How do you want to invest? Jetsons or Flintstones? Cathy Wood versus Warren Buffett. Traditional or innovative? Disruption. This is the ARK Invest Innovation Fund. For the last 5 years, well, let's just take a look at 1 year, 2020. Investing in lethargic laggards gives you 5.89%. Investing in leaders, disruptors, 159%. I'll tell you a few things. Tesla, robo-taxis, and artificial intelligence, electric vehicle revolution, and solar. Baidu, robo-taxis, AI. Roku, connected TV. Square, fintech. Teledoc, telehealth. Spotify, the future of streaming audio. Everything that is the spoken word. You could be singing, podcasts, news, whatever. Chatting, just talking to somebody, that's it. PayPal, fintech. Shopify, e-commerce. Invitae is a part of genomic sequencing. Well, in fairness, GM isn't really it's not really a dinosaur. They've got electric, so GM is also part of the Awesome10X. Kraft Heinz is a consumer staple. How can you disrupt ketchup and mayonnaise and mustard? Apple is trying to reinvent itself with wearables, so it is still in the innovative fund, yes. The rest is just, well, Coke is Coke, beverage. All that you could do with beverage is introduce alcohol, and that's what Coca-Cola has been doing, Alco Pops, Alco Seltzers. So many people also forget that the goal isn't the money. So you've done 10X. The goal is to actually spend the days as you wish. And Awesome10X loves to invest in companies because we are people who loves innovation. We love the founders as much as we like to consume what they've produced. So don't forget, however, that if you don't 10X, it takes a while. Do not compare yourself to others. We are human. Others can 10X in a quarter. We're doing 10X in a decade. You will always find yourself lacking if you always compare. Others are sexy. Others are strong as hell. And then you feel sorry that you just had your ice cream. The point is never to compare. You have to start. You've got to start. Comparison is the thief of joy. Do not let the success of others discourage you from your own endeavors. Make yourself better. Let it inspire you, and it's gonna be an indicator. All right. Thank you very much. I know this is such a beginner class, but I hope you learned, and I hope that you will invest your time in Awesome10X. Bye-bye.